Hey Capricorn, I just pulled these cards for you, and honestly, I need to share this with you right away because the energy coming through is absolutely remarkable. I've been reading tarot for years, and sometimes you just get these spreads that make you sit back and really pay attention, and this is one of those moments. So, let me tell you what I'm seeing here because the universe has some truly unexpected messages lined up for you, and I think you're going to want to hear every single detail of this. The first card that came through is the Two of Pentacles, and you know what? This card is showing me something really interesting about your current situation. Right now, you're in this phase where you're juggling multiple aspects of your life, and it might feel like you're constantly balancing things, trying to keep everything afloat. But here's what the universe wants you to understand through this card. This balancing act you've been doing, all this effort you've been putting into maintaining equilibrium in your world, it's actually preparing you for something quite extraordinary. The Two of Pentacles isn't just about struggle or constant effort. It's about flexibility and adaptability. The universe is showing me that you've developed this incredible ability to pivot and adjust, to handle whatever comes your way with grace, even when things feel chaotic. And this skill, this resilience you've been building, it's going to be absolutely crucial for what's coming next. I'm seeing that you've probably felt stretched thin lately, like you're managing your career goals while also trying to maintain your personal life, maybe dealing with financial decisions while also thinking about your emotional well-being. There's this sense of movement here, this constant flow of energy back and forth, and while it might have felt exhausting at times, what the cards are telling me is that this phase has been teaching you something invaluable. The Two of Pentacles carries this message about timing and rhythm. Life has its own beat, its own cycles, and you've been learning to dance with those rhythms rather than fighting against them. The unexpected part here is that all this juggling, all this balancing, it's been orchestrated by something bigger than you realize. Every challenge that required you to adapt, every moment where you had to choose between competing priorities, it was actually training you for an opportunity that's approaching. What I find fascinating about this card in your reading is the way it's positioned energetically. It's suggesting that very soon, maybe sooner than you think, you're going to be presented with a choice or an opportunity that requires exactly the kind of flexibility you've been developing. And because you've been through this training period, because you've learned how to maintain your balance even when everything feels uncertain, you're going to be ready for it in a way you wouldn't have been before. The coins in this card, they represent resources, tangible things in your life, whether that's money, time, opportunities, or even relationships. The fact that they're being juggled suggests that you've been managing limited resources, trying to make everything work with what you have. But here's the miraculous part the cards are revealing. This period of scarcity or limitation is about to transform. The very act of learning to manage with less, to be creative with your resources, to find innovative solutions, this has positioned you perfectly for an influx of abundance. I'm getting this strong sense that you haven't been giving yourself enough credit for how well you've been handling everything. You might look at your life and see the struggle, see the constant effort it takes to keep things moving, but the universe is looking at you with admiration. You've been passing tests you didn't even know you were taking. Moving into our second card, we have the Moon, and this one really deepens the mystery of your reading. The Moon is one of those cards that always makes me pause because it deals with the hidden realm, with intuition, with things that aren't quite what they seem on the surface. And in your spread, it's telling me that something has been brewing beneath the surface of your awareness. The Moon speaks about illusions and hidden truths, but it's not trying to scare you or warn you of danger. Instead, in this context, it's revealing that you've been receiving guidance and messages that you might not have fully recognized yet. Have you been having vivid dreams lately? Or maybe you've been getting these gut feelings about situations or people that you couldn't quite explain logically. The Moon is validating those experiences. What's really interesting is that the Moon in your reading is suggesting there's something about your future that your subconscious mind already knows, but your conscious mind hasn't caught up to yet. You know those moments when you just know something without being able to explain how you know it? That's the energy we're dealing with here. The universe has been dropping hints, leaving breadcrumbs, sending signals through your dreams and your intuition, and it's all pointing toward this inexplicable event that's coming. The Moon also talks about cycles and phases, just like the actual moon goes through its phases in the sky. You've been going through your own cycles, periods of clarity followed by periods of confusion, times when you felt certain about your path followed by times when everything seemed murky and unclear. But here's what the card wants you to understand. Those cycles weren't random, They weren't meaningless fluctuations. Each phase was necessary. Each period of uncertainty was actually helping you develop a deeper trust in your inner knowing. One of the most profound aspects of the moon in your reading is what it reveals about illusion versus reality in your life. There might be situations or relationships where things aren't quite what they appear to be, where the surface presentation doesn't match the underlying truth. But instead of this being a negative thing, the card is suggesting that you're about to gain clarity about these areas. It's like you've been looking at everything through a veil, and that veil is about to lift. The imagery of the moon often includes a path leading into the distance, disappearing into the unknown. This represents your journey forward. You can't see where the path leads, you can't make out all the details of what's ahead, but the card is encouraging you to trust the path anyway. The miracle that's counting down toward you, it's going to require you to take steps into unfamiliar territory, to trust your intuition even when logic might be questioning you. I'm also picking up on this energy of psychic development or spiritual awakening with the moon. Your sensitivity to energies and vibrations is increasing whether you've noticed it or not. You might be picking up on other people's emotions more easily, or feeling the energy of places and situations more intensely. This heightened sensitivity isn't random, it's preparing you to recognize and receive the blessing that's coming. You'll need to be tuned in to subtle signals and synchronicities. The moon is also telling me about facing fears. There might be some anxiety or worry about the future, about what's coming, about whether you're ready for changes or opportunities. But the card wants to reassure you that these fears are based on illusion, on imagined worst-case scenarios rather than reality. The unknown isn't something to fear in your case, it's something to embrace because what's hidden in that mystery is actually a gift. Now we move to our third card, the Four of Swords. And this shifts the energy of the reading in a really important way. After the juggling of the Two of Pentacles and the mystery of the moon, the Four of Swords comes in with a message about rest and restoration. But this isn't just about taking a nap or having a lazy Sunday. There's something much more significant happening here. The Four of Swords traditionally shows someone in a state of rest or meditation, recuperating and gathering strength. In your reading, this card is revealing that you've been through a period that required a lot of mental energy, a lot of thinking and planning and strategizing. Your mind has been working overtime trying to figure things out, trying to understand your situation, trying to make the right decisions. And the Four of Swords is saying that before this miracle arrives, you need to allow yourself a period of mental rest and inner stillness. Here's what's fascinating about this card in relation to the inexplicable surprise that's coming. Often we think we need to be actively doing something, actively pursuing, actively making things happen. But the Four of Swords is revealing that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is pause and create space. It's in the stillness, in the quiet moments of reflection and rest, that you'll actually be able to hear the guidance you need and recognize the opportunity when it appears. I'm getting this strong message that you might have been pushing yourself really hard lately, trying to force things to happen through sheer willpower and effort. And while your dedication is admirable, the universe is gently suggesting that you need to balance that yang energy of action with some yin energy of receptivity. The miracle that's coming, you can't force it or rush it, you have to allow it to unfold in its own time. The Four of Swords also speaks to strategic withdrawal. There might be situations or dynamics you need to temporarily step back from, not permanently abandoning anything, but creating enough distance to gain perspective and clarity. Sometimes when we're too close to something, too invested in how we think things should go, we actually block the natural flow of blessings trying to reach us. This card is suggesting that a little bit of detachment, a little bit of stepping back, will actually help you see the bigger picture. What's really powerful about this card is its message about recovery. Whatever you've been through recently, whatever challenges or disappointments or struggles, the Four of Swords says you're in a healing phase. And this healing isn't just preparing you for normal life to resume, it's preparing you for something exponentially better than what you had before. It's like you needed to go through a period of breaking down so that you could be rebuilt in a stronger, more aligned way. The Four of Swords is also about contemplation and inner work. Before this surprising blessing arrives, you're being guided to do some soul searching. What do you really want? What truly matters to you? What old beliefs or patterns are you ready to release? This isn't busy work. This inner exploration is actually clearing the path for the miracle to manifest. You're making room in your life and in your consciousness for something new and unexpected. I'm also seeing with this card that you might need to trust in divine timing more than you have been. There's this energy of impatience that wants everything to happen right now. But the Four of Swords is reminding you that everything unfolds in perfect timing. The countdown to your miracle has already started, but trying to rush it or force it will only create resistance. Trusting the process, allowing things to develop naturally, this is what will let the magic happen. Our fourth card is the Knight of Pentacles, and this brings in such grounded, steady energy to your reading. After the stillness of the Four of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles shows us the energy of slow, methodical progress towards something tangible and real. This knight isn't flashy or dramatic. He doesn't rush or take shortcuts, but he always gets where he's going with reliability and dedication. In your reading, the Knight of Pentacles is revealing something really important about how this miracle is going to manifest. It's not going to be this sudden explosion that appears out of nowhere and then disappears just as quickly. Instead, what's coming toward you has substance and staying power. It's going to be something you can build on, something solid and real that continues to grow and develop over time. The Knight of Pentacles often represents opportunities related to material world concerns like career advancement, financial growth, property, or long-term investments. So part of this inexplicable surprise might have a very practical component to it. Maybe it's a career opportunity you never expected, or a financial blessing that comes from an unlikely source, or something tangible that improves your material circumstances in a lasting way. What I love about this knight in your spread is his energy of persistence and commitment. He's showing me that even though what's coming might feel miraculous and unexpected, it's going to require you to show up consistently and put in steady effort to fully realize its potential. It's not a lottery win where you suddenly have everything handed to you. It's more like you're being given an incredible seed that will grow into something amazing if you tend to it properly. The Knight of Pentacles is also very much about mastery and skill development. The surprise that's heading your way might involve you stepping into a role or situation where you get to use your expertise and talents in a new way. All the skills and knowledge you've been building, all the experience you've accumulated, it's about to become relevant in a context you hadn't anticipated. Your preparation is about to meet opportunity in a really beautiful way. This card also carries a message about patience and thoroughness. The Knight of Pentacles doesn't cut corners or skip steps. He does things properly and completely. As this miracle starts to unfold in your life, you'll want to approach it with this same careful attention to detail. Don't rush through important stages. Don't ignore practical considerations in your excitement. The more thoughtfully and deliberately you engage with this opportunity, the more substantial and lasting your results will be. I'm also picking up with the Knight of Pentacles that this surprise might involve nature, the physical world, or your relationship with material reality in some way. Maybe you'll be presented with an opportunity related to land or property, or perhaps you'll discover a way to monetize something related to the natural world. There's this earthy, grounded quality suggesting that whatever comes will have a physical component you can see and touch and experience tangibly. The dependability of the Knight of Pentacles is also reassuring you that this isn't going to be one of those situations where something seems amazing at first, but then falls apart. What's coming has been built on a solid foundation. It has stability and longevity written into it. You can trust it, you can rely on it, you can make plans based on it because it's not going to suddenly disappear or prove to be an illusion. Moving into our fifth card, we have the Page of Swords, and this brings in a completely different energy that adds an exciting dimension to your reading. The Page of Swords is all about new ideas, fresh perspectives, curiosity, and mental agility. This is the energy of someone who asks questions, who investigates, who isn't satisfied with surface explanations, but wants to dig deeper and understand how things really work. In the context of your reading about something inexplicable and surprising coming your way, the Page of Swords suggests that part of this miracle involves a breakthrough in your thinking or understanding. You're about to have one of those light bulb moments where suddenly something that confused you makes perfect sense, or you see a solution to a problem that had seemed unsolvable. This mental clarity and fresh insight is actually part of the blessing. The Page of Swords can also represent messages and communication. You might receive unexpected news or information that changes your perspective on a situation. This could come through a conversation, an email, a phone call, or even something you read or watch. But whatever the medium, the message is going to be significant. It might be information you've been waiting for, or it could be knowledge you didn't even know you needed, but that proves to be invaluable. What's interesting about this page in your spread is the element of surprise and the unexpected that he brings. Pages are messengers. They deliver things we weren't anticipating. So, part of your miracle might involve being caught off guard by how something unfolds. You might have expectations about how a situation should develop, and then it takes a completely different direction that turns out to be better than what you imagined. The Page of Swords is also encouraging you to be alert and observant. Pay attention to details, notice patterns, listen carefully to what people are really saying beyond their words. The clues and signs pointing toward your miracle are already appearing around you, but they might be subtle or easy to miss if you're not watching for them. This card is telling you to sharpen your awareness and be curious about what's happening in your environment. There's also an element with the Page of Swords about being strategic and clever in how you approach things. When this opportunity or blessing arrives, you're going to want to think it through carefully, consider all the angles, and make intelligent decisions about how to proceed. Don't just react emotionally or impulsively. Engage your rational mind and think through the implications and possibilities. The Page of Swords can sometimes indicate that you need to speak up or advocate for yourself. Part of claiming this miracle might require you to voice your ideas, share your perspective, or clearly communicate what you want and need. Don't stay silent hoping others will read your mind. Be direct and articulate about your thoughts and intentions. I'm also seeing with this card that learning and education might be involved in some way. You might need to acquire new knowledge or develop new skills to fully take advantage of the opportunity coming your way. Or perhaps the miracle itself involves access to learning opportunities you hadn't expected. Stay open to being a student. Stay curious and willing to expand your understanding. Now we come to our sixth card, the Three of Wands, and this is where your reading really starts to show the bigger picture and longer-term vision. The Three of Wands is one of my favorite cards because it represents expansion, looking toward the horizon, planning for the future, and watching your ships come in after you've sent them out into the world. In your reading, the Three of Wands is revealing that this inexplicable surprise coming your way is connected to plans and efforts you set in motion some time ago. You might have forgotten about them, or perhaps you thought nothing would come of them, but the seeds you planted are about to bear fruit in ways you didn't anticipate. The universe has been working behind the scenes on your behalf, and now you're going to start seeing results. The Three of Wands shows someone standing on a cliff or high point, looking out over the ocean, watching for ships returning. This represents you in a position of having vision and perspective. You've elevated yourself through your growth and experiences, and from this higher vantage point, you can now see possibilities and opportunities that weren't visible to you before. Your consciousness has expanded, and that expansion is allowing you to perceive and receive things that weren't accessible to you previously. This card is strongly suggesting that the miracle heading your way has an international or long-distance component to it. This could be literal, like an opportunity that involves travel or connection with people from other places or cultures. Or it could be more metaphorical, representing the expansion of your reach and influence beyond your current sphere. Either way, there's a sense of your world getting bigger and your horizons expanding. The Three of Wands also speaks to collaboration and partnerships. Part of this surprising blessing might involve connecting with the right people at the right time. You could meet someone who opens doors for you, or existing relationships might evolve in ways that create new opportunities. The card is encouraging you to network, to reach out, to be open to collaborative ventures because support and assistance are available to you. What's really powerful about the Three of Wands in your reading is its energy of confidence and optimism. After the contemplative energy of some of the earlier cards, this one is showing you standing tall, feeling assured about your direction, trusting in positive outcomes. The universe wants you to embrace this confident energy, to believe in yourself and in the goodness that's coming. Your faith and positive expectation actually help magnetize the blessing toward you. The Three of Wands also indicates that you're in a phase of waiting, but it's active waiting rather than passive. You're not just sitting around hoping something happens. You're preparing, planning, positioning yourself. You're watching for the signs, ready to take action when the moment is right. This engaged, alert waiting is part of what ensures you'll recognize and seize the opportunity when it appears. I'm getting a strong sense with this card that you might need to think bigger than you have been. The miracle coming your way might be larger in scope or scale than what you've been imagining as possible for yourself. Don't limit the universe by having too small a vision of what you can receive or achieve. The Three of Wands is encouraging you to expand your dreams and expectations to match the expansiveness of what's actually available to you. Our seventh card brings us the King of Cups, and this adds such an emotionally mature and spiritually evolved energy to your reading. The King of Cups represents mastery over the emotional realm, someone who feels deeply but isn't controlled by their emotions, someone who has developed wisdom about matters of the heart and spirit. In your reading, the King of Cups is suggesting that part of the miracle coming to you involves emotional healing and spiritual maturity. You might be surprised to find that you've developed a level of emotional intelligence and control that you didn't realize you had. Situations that would have completely destabilized you in the past, you now handle with grace and equilibrium. This evolution of your emotional self is actually part of the blessing. The King of Cups can also represent a person who might enter your life or become more significant. This could be a mentor, advisor, or guide who helps you navigate what's coming. They might have a calming, supportive presence and offer wisdom from their own experiences. Or this could represent you stepping into this mature, emotionally balanced role yourself, becoming a source of support and wisdom for others. What stands out to me about the King of Cups in your spread is how it suggests that this inexplicable surprise has an emotional or spiritual component that might be even more valuable than any material benefits. Yes, there might be practical advantages, but the real gift might be in how this experience transforms your relationship with your own emotions, your capacity for compassion, or your spiritual understanding. The King of Cups is deeply intuitive and connected to the unseen realms. His presence in your reading reinforces the message from the moon earlier about trusting your intuition. As this miracle unfolds, your gut feelings and inner knowing are going to be crucial guides. Don't ignore those subtle internal signals in favor of what seems logical on the surface. Your intuition is highly accurate right now and will steer you correctly. This king also represents the ability to stay calm and centered even in emotional waters. As exciting as the coming surprise might be, the King of Cups is reminding you to maintain your equilibrium. Don't get so swept up in excitement or anticipation that you lose your center. Stay grounded in your inner peace and approach whatever comes with both emotional openness and mature self-regulation. The King of Cups often appears when there's a need to balance the heart and the mind, emotion, and logic. In dealing with what's coming, you'll want to honor both your feelings and your rational thinking. Don't dismiss your emotions as irrelevant, but also don't let them completely override your good judgment. The sweet spot is in integrating both sources of wisdom. I'm also sensing with the King of Cups that forgiveness and letting go of past hurts might be part of clearing the path for this blessing. Old resentments or grudges create energetic blocks that prevent new goodness from flowing in. This card is gently suggesting that releasing any emotional baggage you're carrying will help you receive what's coming with open arms and a clear heart. Moving to our eighth card, we have the Queen of Swords, and she brings in such powerful energy of mental clarity, truth, and direct communication. The Queen of Swords is someone who sees situations clearly, who isn't swayed by emotional manipulation or false appearances, who speaks her truth with precision and honesty. She's independent, intelligent, and uncompromising in her standards. In your reading, the Queen of Swords is revealing that part of preparing for and receiving this miracle involves you stepping into your own power and authority. You need to trust your perceptions and judgments, to stop second-guessing yourself or deferring to others when you know what's right. The blessing coming your way requires you to be strong, clear, and confident in who you are and what you know. The Queen of Swords can also indicate that you might need to cut through illusion or deception to get to the truth of something. There could be situations where things aren't quite as they're being presented, where you need to look beyond surface appearances and pleasant words to understand what's really happening. Your ability to see clearly and think critically will protect you and help you make wise decisions. What's fascinating about this queen in your spread is how she represents independence and self-sufficiency. The miracle coming might actually give you more freedom and autonomy than you currently have. You might find yourself in a position where you're less reliant on others, more able to make your own choices and chart your own course. This independence is something to embrace rather than fear. The Queen of Swords is known for her direct communication style. She doesn't mince words or hide behind pleasantries when truth needs to be spoken. As your blessing unfolds, you might need to have some direct, honest conversations. Whether that's setting boundaries, stating your needs clearly, or having a difficult but necessary discussion, the card is encouraging you to communicate with courage and clarity. This queen also represents someone who has been through challenges and emerged stronger and wiser. She knows what it's like to face difficulties, and those experiences have refined her into someone formidable and resilient. Your own past challenges have prepared you similarly. You're stronger than you realize, more capable than you give yourself credit for, and ready for the opportunities coming because of what you've survived and overcome. The Queen of Swords values truth above all else. In the coming period, you'll want to be honest with yourself about what you really want, what truly matters to you, what you're willing to accept and what you're not. No more pretending or making yourself smaller or more agreeable than you are. The path to your miracle requires authenticity and integrity. I'm also picking up with this card that you might need to use your intellectual abilities and sharp mind to fully capitalize on the opportunity coming. This could involve research, analysis, strategic planning, or problem solving. Don't underestimate the power of your intelligence and mental acuity to help you navigate what's ahead. Our 9th card is the Seven of Wands, and this brings in energy of standing your ground, defending your position, and maintaining your advantage. The Seven of Wands traditionally shows someone on higher ground, fending off challenges from below, holding their position despite opposition or competition. This is a card of courage, conviction, and fighting for what's yours. In your reading, the Seven of Wands is revealing something important about the miracle coming your way. There might be some resistance or challenges associated with it, either internal doubts or external obstacles. But this card is assuring you that you have what it takes to overcome whatever stands between you and this blessing. You're in a stronger position than any opposition, and if you stand firm in your conviction, you will prevail. The Seven of Wands can indicate that you might need to defend or protect something valuable. Perhaps the opportunity coming will require you to stand up for yourself, to assert your right to succeed, to not back down when others question or challenge you. This isn't about being aggressive or combative. It's about having the courage to claim what's rightfully yours and not being intimidated into giving it up. What stands out to me about this card in your spread is the message about believing in yourself, even when others might doubt you. The miracle approaching might be something that other people don't understand or approve of initially. They might have opinions about what you should do or warnings about risks. But the Seven of Wands is telling you to trust your own judgment and vision, to have faith in your path even if it doesn't make sense to everyone else. The Seven of Wands also speaks to competition or comparison with others. You might be in a situation where you're one of several people vying for the same opportunity, or where your success might depend on being chosen or selected. This card is encouraging you not to be intimidated by the competition. You have unique strengths and qualities that make you the right person for this blessing. Trust that what's meant for you will come to you. There's also an element with the Seven of Wands about perseverance and determination. The miracle coming isn't going to require you to give up or compromise your values to receive it. If anything, it's rewarding you for staying true to yourself, for maintaining your integrity even when it would have been easier to cave to pressure or take shortcuts. Your commitment to doing things the right way is about to pay off. The Seven of Wands can indicate that you're being tested or that your resolve is being checked. Before you can fully receive this blessing, the universe might present situations that require you to prove your commitment and readiness. These aren't obstacles meant to stop you. They're opportunities to demonstrate that you're serious and prepared. Rise to meet these challenges with confidence. I'm also sensing with this card that you might need to be proactive rather than passive as this miracle approaches. Don't just wait for things to fall into your lap. Be willing to take action, to reach for what you want, to claim your space. The Seven of Wands is about active engagement, about putting yourself forward and standing tall in your worth and capability. Finally, we arrive at our 10th card, the Two of Cups. And what a beautiful note to end on. The Two of Cups is one of the most harmonious and positive cards in the entire deck, representing partnership, connection, mutual respect, and balanced give and take. It's about two people or energies coming together in a way that benefits both and creates something greater than either could achieve alone. In your reading about an inexplicable and surprising miracle, the Two of Cups reveals that this blessing might very well involve a significant relationship or partnership. This could be romantic love finding you when you least expect it, or it could be a business partnership, a creative collaboration, or a deep friendship that changes your life. Someone is coming into your orbit who will be incredibly important to your journey. The Two of Cups represents equality and balance in relationships. Whatever connection forms as part of this miracle will be characterized by mutual respect, reciprocity, and genuine care. This won't be a relationship where one person gives and the other takes, or where there's an imbalance of power. Instead, it will be a connection where both parties are invested, where both people bring value, where there's real equity and partnership. What's particularly powerful about the Two of Cups appearing in your reading is how it suggests that this surprise might heal old wounds related to relationships or connection. If you've been hurt in the past, if you've developed walls around your heart, if you've started to doubt that genuine connection is possible, this card is telling you that a relationship is coming that will restore your faith. You're about to experience the kind of connection you've been hoping for. The Two of Cups is also about recognition and understanding between people. There's a sense of seeing and being seen, of truly understanding and being understood. The person or people coming into your life as part of this miracle will get you in a way that feels rare and special. You won't have to explain yourself or pretend to be something you're not. There will be an ease and natural flow to the connection. This card can represent healing through relationship. Sometimes we need another person to reflect back to us our own worth and beauty, to help us see ourselves more clearly and kindly. The connection forming might be part of your healing journey, helping you grow and evolve in ways you couldn't on your own. This person might challenge you to be better while also accepting you exactly as you are. The Two of Cups also speaks to cooperation and teamwork. If this miracle has a practical component, like a career opportunity or creative project, having the right partner or collaborator could be key to your success. Together, you'll be able to accomplish things that would be impossible solo. The synergy between you will multiply your individual efforts and create exponential results. I'm getting such a strong sense of joy and celebration with this card. The Two of Cups often appears when something wonderful is happening in the realm of relationships and connection. There's going to be reason to celebrate, moments of genuine happiness and fulfillment. After any loneliness or disconnection you might have experienced, you're entering a phase where you feel truly connected and in harmony with important people in your life. The Two of Cups as your final card is really emphasizing that whatever this inexplicable surprise is, it's going to feel like a gift of love from the universe. Even if it manifests in practical or material ways, the underlying energy is one of care, blessing, and the universe wanting good things for you. You're being shown that you're supported, that you matter, that wonderful things are possible for you. So, Capricorn, when I look at all 10 of these cards together, the story they're telling is absolutely remarkable. You've been in this phase of balancing and adapting, dealing with hidden currents and developing your intuition, taking time to rest and restore yourself. You've been building stability through patient effort while also developing mental clarity and willingness to communicate truth. You've been expanding your vision and stepping into emotional maturity, claiming your power and preparing to stand your ground. And all of this has been leading you toward a beautiful connection or partnership that represents the miraculous blessing the universe has been preparing for you. The countdown to your miracle has already started. You might not see all the pieces yet. You might not understand how everything is going to come together, but trust that it is. The universe has been orchestrating events behind the scenes, moving chess pieces into position, creating the perfect circumstances for something amazing to unfold in your life. What you need to know right now is that you're ready for this. Everything you've been through, every challenge you've faced, every lesson you've learned, it's all been preparing you for what's coming. You have the flexibility, the intuition, the patience, the determination, the clarity, and the emotional maturity to receive and make the most of this blessing. Stay alert to signs and synchronicities. Pay attention to your dreams and gut feelings. Be willing to rest when you need to rest, and take action when the moment calls for action. Stand in your truth and don't compromise your integrity. Believe in the goodness that's coming and keep your heart open to receive it. The inexplicable and surprising gift the universe has for you is closer than you think, and it's going to be more wonderful than you've been allowing yourself to imagine. Your miracle is on its way.